All right, this is an article that might interest UAE expats or those people who are planning to move to Dubai. The reason I got this article on my news feed, and the title says, I'll give you the title. We moved from Aberdeen to Dubai. Now, where exactly is Aberdeen? Let me see. Where's Aberdeen? Scotland? Yeah, Aberdeen is in Scotland. Okay, to Dubai, and it is hugely expensive to have a family here. Low tax might sound affordable, but the life in the glitziest emirate is anything but cheap. Okay, and if you see the photograph, you will see uh, the lady Sophie Hunter and her husband and two of her kids. I think one of them is in college abroad. Okay. If you, by the way, if you type telegraph.co.uk, it's behind a paywall. So you can go to Yahoo if you want to actually read. It's 9 minutes read, it seems. So what I did is I took out the key points of this article, which I believe would help you in terms of information. And I've removed all the unwanted fluff and the PR where Dubai is like, oh, wow, amazing and all that bull. Okay, you guys want facts, you guys want, numbers. So this is what I've dug up. And yes, obviously, given my experience of being in Dubai all these years of my life, I know which part is actually real. So feel free to comment down below. So what it says here is Sophie Hunter. She moved to Dubai from Aberdeen, okay, 5 years ago. But now she is kind of complaining of high costs of living, high rents, high housing, high medical insurance, high private schooling. Everything is high, high, high. And even the food. Some bits will be very silly, which I'll be talking about later. It's more like first world problems for the whites, for the Gora community, as I call it. You will come to know why did I say this. Okay. So anyway, as per this article, these are the key points. 240,000 British people are estimated to be living in Dubai. Very small community. If you actually check US population, around 9 million? Okay, so 240,000 British people. But I can assure you they are not the average folks. They are all earning enough where they can buy a Land Cruiser, a Porsche Turbo 911, spend money on booze, alcohol, and shopping exotic stuff, which they think is their baseline reality. Which I'm not trying to complain, but a middle class Asian family would never try to. Middle class, some family. There are Indian families who splurge more than these people. Okay, but I'm just telling you the majority: Filipinos, Pakistani, Bangladesh, Sri Lankan. Okay, those simple people, simple expats who just come here, and they are the majority. Remember that much. Okay, so even if you feel like disrespecting them, remember without them the country would not exist. They form 80%, 80, even more than that, 85% of the entire population of UAE. Okay. So 240,000 British people are living in Dubai. In 2023, 40,000 moved. They do not have the census for 2024. Okay. But to give you an idea, the amount of people with high net worth or people with money, in 2014, they sold 12 houses. If you're talking of these 3-bedroom where you pay 3 million, 10 million, whatever. They sold only 12 houses in 2014. 10 years later, 2024, they have sold 435 houses. So where is 12? Where is 435? Okay. And that in itself bought 10 million US dollars worth of business. Okay. But now because of the red hot demand, rents have suddenly shot up like crazy, which is a very normal tendency in UAE. In UAE, Dubai, the minute people buy anything, especially rents. If there is more than one person, they'll increase it more. If there are more than two, three people, they'll increase even more. But when there is a tsunami of people, what could be available for 1,000, they will sell it to you for 10,000. Why? Because there's a demand, and people like to flip houses. There are many people. In fact, my contacts in the real estate, what they're saying is people are buying these houses like you're selling peanuts. Like you go to a street vendor and okay, I'll take this. Just mix all together in this ice cream and give it to me. So, and because of minimum down payment that was before, but now they are loaded with cash because they flip houses. It's like you buy, for example, one of my contacts in my WhatsApp group, he purchased the house for 1 point some 8 million or something. This is during COVID. Before that, during COVID, I think during a 1.8 million, and he took a bank loan. After COVID, when the Russians invaded Ukraine and all that alagula took place, actual, he sold it for 10 million, and he made a lot of money. And now he's like, he doesn't give a damn if he loses his job. Indian guy, and he's very happy, very happy. I mean, I'm very envious of him. Him and his wife, as it is, they were not like on the road, or they were not desperate, and now it has given them a boost. So I'm just telling you how rents shoot up. So it's more like a little bit like Bitcoin. When it shoots up like crazy. And there are lots of people who want to convert black money that is not accounted for money to legal money. And Dubai or UAE is aware of the fact there are a lot of guys with unaccounted for money, which they don't want it to be taxed. So they have given you a solid menu. You want which visa? Purple visa, gold visa, silver visa, this visa, business visa. Okay. Do you want properties? With the property, we'll give you a visa, gold visa. You spend 2 million or 3 million. Buy this property, we'll give you a gold visa. And then you don't have to worry. Or if you buy a house, we'll give you, Damac, I think, was doing this, a Rolls Royce or something. So the point being is a lot of high net worth and high rollers have come to Dubai. Housing, because of this, housing prices have risen to 19% since last year. Okay. So I think it's 2023 to 2024, because 2025 has just started. Okay. In fact, this person, Sophie Hunter, who they took the interview, the part that was absolutely shocking, this is one of them. She had a house where she was paying, before it was 160,000 dirhams, 3-bedroom, but they didn't like it because of the, maybe congestion or whatever. So they took a house where the traffic was less. So they had to pay, they took another house where they thought it was slightly better, maybe swimming pool and all that. So from 160, they went to 180,000, that is annually. And when they couldn't bear the traffic anymore, okay, which was like, it seems it takes hours for them to get out of the house to even go to drop the children to school or to go to office, they purchased a 3 million dirham house. Okay, somewhere down below, I will talk about it. But now, the part which I want you to keep in mind is the 180,000 rent which they were paying annually. When they checked again after a month of leaving that house, that 180,000 house was now being advertised for 400,000 dirhams. So literally more than double. Okay. 180,000, 400,000. Just see the difference. Just because you decided not to renew the contract. So the family moved to Dubai because of this lady's husband, Sophie Hunter's husband, Chris, who's 43. He was asked to work as a contractor in the oil industry. Goras get paid a lot of money in the oil industries. I'm pretty sure he knows his job. It's not that he's just a dumb guy. He definitely would know his job. And because he took up a kind of Gora contract, white man's contract. He got all the benefits from schooling, then insurance, then medical, then the housing allowance, car allowance. They get the whole 9 yards. In fact, if you want to get something like this and you are not a white passport holder, one is you have to be a white passport holder and you have to know your job. But if you're not a white passport holder, then you definitely need to be a cutting edge personal or business brand. I mean, your name, your reputation should sell itself. You don't have that, then you can just dream on. Or follow this simple advice. Many Indians, they go get a Gora passport, Canadian, Australian, American, with the same experience that they have. When they come back, I mean, the price difference from here goes straight away here, the new slab. That is why I'm telling you this. You'll see many Pakistani Muslims or Indians who have gone abroad. At the top of the CV, at the top, British citizen. Very proudly. Huh? It's like you don't put your name, you don't put your name you put first, and instead of putting your credentials or your which industry you're from, like contractor for this thing or salesman, British citizen. And that works itself. Just like many companies want a driving license more than your diploma. The driving license is much more practical and useful. What you'll do with the diploma? Show it to everyone. Hey, listen, look at my education. Okay. So, where was I? Yeah. Hunter managed to, and that lady, Sophie Hunter, she managed to secure a job at Al Akila School, a British international school with a holistic approach. I don't know what is holistic approach. Okay, maybe they're not giving them all the dumb industrial outdated education, but it definitely sounds like a very Gora stuff. Akil school, maybe horse riding, swimming, maybe DIY kind of stuff, and maybe psychoanalysis or whatever. So because, and by the way, if you get a teaching job in a school, your children mainly are given concessions for free. That is why many people ladies take up teaching jobs, especially if they have many children. So she was earning 14,000 dirhams a month. She was. I think now she started a business. And which was more than she was earning in Scotland. But it's lower than UK. All right. So because of her job, she didn't have to pay for the kids' education. And for her kids' education in British International School, Gora schools in Dubai, UAE, it is 50,000 dirhams for small kids and 100,000 dirhams as your kid goes bigger, it increases. Here, just let me give you a side thought. I used to pay for my school. I'm giving you almost 30 years ago. Okay, you laugh if I tell you this. I used to pay 1,800 dirhams. Not joking. Obviously, the education was outdated. Teachers were underpaid, seriously underpaid. Like today, a laborer would get more than those teachers. But I was paying 1,800 dirhams. The same school today, it seems, charges 6,000 or something. 6,000, so $500 a month. I used to pay 150 a month. And, an MBA program or college would be around 50,000 dirhams. Okay, you have to pay donations to Indian schools, and maybe degree and an MBA all together would cost, let's say, 50 to 100,000 dirhams. Say 100,000, okay, dirhams. Today, 100,000 dirhams is for a kid, small child, like my child, for 1 year. By the way, my kid pays, I think, what I paid for what I paid for 1 month is my kid, I think her fees, that is for the whole year. Government school. And just the school fees, maybe say 600 Thai baht or whatever, 1,000 Thai baht. But the school uniform, the books, the additional teachers, it goes higher. But I'm just telling you, see the difference in the school fees. With 100,000, I think you can literally, in a third world country, buy a house and build a house for yourself. Yeah, this is just imagine the lifestyle difference, huh? Dubai versus, say, Thailand or Philippines or Myanmar, or not a war-torn country, Bali. You can actually build in a third world country what you're paying for 1 month, 1 year school fees. Let that be, a shocker for you. Okay, coming to UAE, coming back to the article. So when she came to the UAE, when she compares her life in Scotland versus UAE, she's saving around 230,000. That is $250,000 dirhams that she would pay for taxes and other expenses. So for her, for this Gora lady from Scotland, that's a very smart move. I think anybody in her shoes would have done that and should do that. Okay. One gripe which they stated here is, and it's kind of mixed with all the print, Emirati companies are not budgeting for pay rises. New recruits are getting a third of their salaries reduced. So new recruits, and it seems that it's becoming harder for them. Yeah, white lifestyle, first world problems. And I'll tell you, you laugh, huh? You really laugh when I tell you towards the end what is her first world problems. Okay. Her major gripe, another major gripe, both her and her husband, is they spend minimum an hour in traffic going anywhere, which is same with Emiratis. I have Emirati friends. I have expat friends. Not a single person has told me, no, there's no traffic problem. So you can imagine the comedy of having more Salik. They're just bullshitting with you that traffic is improving and reducing. You're taking in more population than your infrastructure can handle. So anyway, that's the name of the game. They want more people. Okay, so then the mistake that this lady did, but I don't blame her because she's staying in UAE. She sold a house in Scotland and purchased a UAE house for 3 million. I don't think she should have done that. The reason being is in UAE, when you try to sell your house, if you're lucky, if you're really lucky, yes, you can get down payment cash and more than what you put. But the chances of you as a seller to get a buyer easy is slightly challenging. Anyway, my opinion. But given the fact that she lives in UAE and everything is in UAE, maybe it's better to buy a house. If she pays rent, she's not getting anything. And I think in 5 years, whatever rent, or 10 years she pays, she can get the same amount. So anyway, smart purchase. It's very debatable. Okay. Then she speaks, then the article talks about freelance visas and license. She took a freelance visa and license from the so-called DED cafe, where entrepreneurs are advised by government officials. I went there. 10 minutes later, I got my license. It cost 1,800 dirhams. Very good. So, and there's also a write-up about free zones. 50 free trade zones are there in UAE. 50. I didn't know there are so many. I thought there was only Media City, Internet City, Hamriya Free Zone, 50. Saja Free Zone, Ajwan Free Zone, Hamriya. Yeah, anyway, 50. Okay. It says here 50 are there. And if you want 100% ownership, just go apply for it. In 10 days, you'll get it. Cost is around 19,000 dirhams. Okay. So once you register, you'll get a residence visa. The other alternative, which is put in the article, is buy a property of 2 million. So I felt a little bit of advertising was there. Buy a property of 2 million and you'll get a golden visa. So they purchased a 3 million one. But anyway, they didn't need the visa, so they're maybe not stuck. You can get also a retirement visa, freelance visa, digital nomad visa. Okay. And business visa. So hers is a family of 4. One child has gone abroad. Child means college. And they spend 60,000 dirhams per month. So you can tell me if that is reasonable or not. 60,000 is slightly on the higher side, but then they're whites anyway. And what does he spend on? Our Gora neighbors. Nanny 3,500. Car 3,000. By the way, his car is a Porsche Cayenne. Porsche. Okay. Diva is 3,000. Car is 3,000. Diva is also 3,000. Yeah. Internet is 500. Petrol, he said, is very cheap. Only $200. I don't know how far it lasts. If he steps on the gas, then finished. Okay. Now I'll tell you why I was talking about first world problems and why she is rather entitled. She was even complaining, which I found funny. Strawberries are 74 dirhams. Poor thing. Avocados are 42 dirhams. Sheesh, man. And blue Stilton cheese, the premium, cheese, $161. Sheesh, man. Sheesh. Eat normal cheese, no, Baba. Why you want to eat 161 dirham small blue Stilton cheese? By the way, blue is very salty. I've tasted it. I used to like it before. I like hard cheese. I like cheddar, but I'm not a big fan of blue Stilton. If you want, you can taste it once a while. So she can't. Her strawberries are strawberries are expensive. Avocados are very expensive. A blue Stilton cheese, 161 dirhams. Hi Ram, Allah Akbar. Oh my goodness. Okay. Anyway, the article ends with the traffic congestion, which is the biggest problem. Emiratis tell me this. Everyone tells me this. But since they wanted to end this article with a positive note, she said, oh, by the way, one more complaint is it's a very transient place. You get to meet good people, you build relationships, and then they go off to somewhere else. That's a reality of Dubai. It's a transition. It's like you're there only as long as you pay money. Don't pay the money, bye-bye. Okay, and it's expensive. Remember that much. It's not cheap. So you better earn good money. So overall, they ended in a positive note by her saying that even though it's expensive, even though all this, I still love Dubai. I still want to stay in Dubai. I want to earn money. I'll just tell you one thing which she doesn't know, and the article obviously wouldn't mention. Her husband works as a contractor for an oil field company. I'm sure he gets a big ass salary, and he gets medical, insurance, housing, travel, family. He must be getting a lot of perks. If he loses his hyping job and he does not get one, then for these people, it'll not be worth it living in UAE. Because if he takes the safest one is to get the same job, the same salary or more. Or if they get little bit less, they can reduce the expense a little bit. But given the fact that the children are growing up, expenses will go higher. But if they make the mistake of thinking, okay, now let me start a business, consulting or this and that, that is why most probably he'll burn his fingers, because I'm not doubting maybe he can be very successful. I have personally known some people who managed to get into business as a consultant. Nobody thought they would survive. They managed to get 4 or 5 big companies, and they were making 10 times more. And they just decided we'll save all the money. So I think in a period of 10 years, financially strong and free, So that can also happen, but always remember, we always like to focus on the good. There is also the risky bit. That is why every marriage, everyone who gets in, I tell this, everyone who gets into marriage never gets into marriage for a divorce. But guess what? Divorces take place. And a large number of them. When they get married, they post it on Instagram, Facebook, they show love and expensive weddings. But when the divorce takes place, it's so shameful. Many don't talk about it. So in the same way, today they're doing well. I'm not wishing them bad. Sincerely, I'm not wishing them bad. They're a family. But life is unpredictable. So if the breadwinner loses his job, even for Indian or anyone, and he does not get same, that is big disaster. And the second one is even a bigger disaster if he decides to start a business. And if that bombs, then it's from Habibi come to Dubai It's bye-bye Dubai. Anyway, good, bad, ugly. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. This is me signing off. You guys take care.